As a new trading week begins, we are seeing U.S. stock averages trade higher, but commodities lower. Joining me now is Peter Cardillo for Standard Financial. Peter, great to have you here today.
Good to be back.
Well, it is a holiday shortened week here in the U.S. We have Thanksgiving on Thursday and a half day here for U.S. markets on Friday. But we're seeing interesting trading action in terms of global markets as well as the euro currency. So what do you think is important as we head into this week?
Well, coming into the opening this morning, it looked as though we were headed for a bit of a soft opening, and that was mostly due to the fact that the German election, the German coalition seems to have fallen apart, and that could be a worry for Europe going forward. And as a result of that the market just ignored that and concentrated on a very good economic number that we received, and that is the leading indicators. And if you look at those numbers very carefully, even the lagging numbers suggest that the economy is really headed for perhaps good growth in the next quarter. That is the first quarter of the new year.
And whether we're talking about the U.S. markets or global markets, we know that they don't like uncertainty. Now, there are expectations that maybe tax reform legislation will happen before the end of this year. But as we continue to monitor developments, what risk events are you paying attention to?
Well, I think tax reform is very important. And, of course, as I've said many times in the past, if we don't get legislation by the end of the year, or at least confirmation that it will happen in the beginning of the year, I think this market has finished discounting all the good news. And so the process of discounting tax reforms, earnings, M&A, and you name it, whatever else we have that's been very positive for the market is over. And so if we don't get tax reform, and especially corporate tax reform, then I think the market could be in trouble.
And as we head into year-end, there are only a handful of full trading weeks left. And given that, do you expect to see calmer markets or turbulence as we head into the end of the year?
I don't think we're going to see turbulence, but again, a lot depends on the tax reform debate. Are we headed for an extension of a rally, perhaps a Santa Claus rally? I'm not too sure about that. I think best case scenario, we stay around these levels. Worst case scenario, we could correct.
Okay, Peter. Well, thank you so much for joining me at the beginning of the week, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.